Yo, what's up everyone? It's True Linner. We're diving deep into the tech graveyard today, looking at some gadgets that could have been absolute game changers. We're talking billion-dollar ideas, revolutionary tech that completely flopped. These aren't just your average tech fails, though. We're talking about products that were poised to change everything, but for some reason they just never caught on. We're dissecting the design flaws, the marketing mishaps, and maybe even some bad luck to understand why these potentially huge tech ideas ended up in the tech graveyard. So buckle up, grab your favorite beverage, and get ready for a trip down memory lane as we uncover the stories behind these forgotten tech flops. Let's get started. First up, we're going back to 1993, the year Apple released a device that was supposed to revolutionize personal computing, the Apple Newton. This wasn't just some basic PDA, it was marketed as a personal digital assistant, and it was way ahead of its time. The Newton was designed to be more than just a digital organizer. It was envisioned as a pocket-sized computer that could manage your entire life. The Newton introduced handwriting recognition, something we take for granted on our smartphones today. This feature was supposed to make it easier to input information quickly and naturally, using a stylus to write directly on the screen. It had a suite of built-in apps, from note-taking to calendars and even a fax modem. These apps were designed to help users stay organized and productive, offering functionalities that were quite advanced for the time. It was designed to be the ultimate productivity tool, a pocket-sized computer that could keep up with your busy life. Whether you were a business professional or a tech enthusiast, the Newton promised to be an indispensable companion. But there was one major problem. The handwriting recognition was, to put it lightly, terrible. Despite its promise, the technology just wasn't ready for prime time, and it often struggled to accurately interpret users' handwriting. It was slow, inaccurate, and often misinterpreted what you wrote, leading to some hilarious and frustrating results. Users found themselves spending more time correcting errors than actually getting work done. Remember that scene in The Simpsons where the Newton turns beat up Martin into eat up Martha? That moment became iconic, highlighting the device's biggest flaw in a humorous way. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. The Newton's handwriting recognition became a running joke, and it was clear that the technology needed more refinement. On top of that, the Newton was bulky, expensive, and had a steep learning curve. It wasn't the sleek, user-friendly device that people had hoped for, and its size made it less portable than other options. The battery life wasn't great either. Users often found themselves needing to recharge frequently, which was a significant inconvenience for a device meant to be used on the go. All of these factors combined meant that the Newton, despite its innovative features, just couldn't compete with the simpler, more affordable PDAs on the market. Other devices offered similar functionalities without the high cost and technical issues. Apple eventually discontinued the Newton in 1998, but its legacy lives on. The Newton's ambitious vision paved the way for future innovations in mobile computing. It paved the way for future handheld devices and showed that there was a demand for mobile computing. The lessons learned from the Newton's shortcomings helped shape the development of more successful devices in the years to come. And hey, at least it gave us some good laughs along the way. The Newton may not have been perfect, but it certainly left its mark on the tech world. Next up, we're rewinding even further back to the late 1970s, the golden age of home video. This was the era of the VCR, and two formats were battling it out for dominance: Sony's Betamax and JVC's VHS. Betamax was actually the first to market in 1975, and it was technically superior to VHS in many ways. It offered slightly better picture quality and smaller cassette tapes. So why did VHS win the war? Well, one key factor was recording time. Betamax tapes initially only allowed for 1 hour of recording, while VHS tapes could store 2 hours or more. This was a huge selling point for consumers who wanted to record entire movies or sporting events. Another factor was price. JVC made a strategic decision to license the VHS format to other manufacturers, which led to increased competition and lower prices for consumers. Sony, on the other hand, kept a tight grip on Betamax, which kept prices higher. By the mid-1980s, VHS had become the dominant format, and Betamax was slowly fading into obscurity. It's a classic example of how technical superiority doesn't always guarantee success in the marketplace. Sometimes it's the format that's most convenient and affordable that wins the hearts and wallets of consumers. Fast forward to the early 2000s, a time of dot-com bubbles and futuristic gadgets. The world was buzzing with technological optimism, and everyone was eager to see what the future would bring. It was an era where innovation seemed limitless, and the possibilities were endless. Enter the Segway PT, a self-balancing electric scooter that was supposed to revolutionize personal transportation. It promised to change the way we moved through cities, offering a new, efficient and eco-friendly mode of travel. The hype surrounding the Segway was unreal. Media outlets and tech enthusiasts couldn't stop talking about it. It was hailed as the next big thing, a game changer that would redefine urban mobility. It was shrouded in secrecy before its launch, with rumors swirling about its revolutionary technology and potential to change the world. Speculation was rampant and expectations were sky high. When it was finally unveiled in 2001, people were expecting something truly groundbreaking. The anticipation was palpable, and the reveal was met with a mix of awe and curiosity. And it was, in a way. The Segway PT was unlike anything people had seen before. It was a marvel of engineering and design. The Segway's self-balancing technology was incredibly innovative for its time. It used advanced gyroscopes and sensors to detect the rider's movements and keep the scooter upright, making it a technological wonder. It used gyroscopes and sensors to detect the rider's movements and keep the scooter upright. This technology was cutting edge and showcased the potential for future advancements in personal transportation. It was like something out of a sci-fi movie. The Segway PT looked and felt futuristic, capturing the imagination of those who saw it. But there were a few problems. Despite its innovative design, the Segway PT faced several challenges that hindered its widespread adoption. First, the Segway was expensive, with a price tag of around $5,000. This high cost made it inaccessible to many potential users. Second, it was bulky and awkward to maneuver in crowded areas. Its size and design made it difficult to navigate through busy streets and tight spaces. And third, it just wasn't practical for most people's needs. The Segway PT didn't fit seamlessly into the daily routines of the average person. It wasn't quite a car replacement, and it wasn't quite a bike replacement either. It occupied a strange middle ground that left many wondering where it fit in. It fell into this weird in-between category that didn't really have a place in the market. The Segway PT struggled to find its niche. The Segway did find some niche uses, like in security patrols and tourism, where its unique capabilities were appreciated, but it never achieved the mainstream adoption that its creators had hoped for. The grand vision of a Segway revolution never materialized. It became more of a novelty item than a revolutionary mode of transportation. The Segway PT remains a fascinating chapter in the history of tech innovation, a symbol of high hopes and unmet expectations. Now let's talk about a tech flop that might surprise some of you: Laserdisc. Before DVDs and Blu-rays, Laserdisc was the king of high-quality home video. It offered a sharper picture and better sound than VHS tapes, and it even had some interactive features. Laserdiscs were huge though, about the size of vinyl records, and they were expensive, both the players and the discs themselves. This made them a luxury item, only accessible to serious video files and audio files. Another drawback was that Laserdiscs were not very durable. They were prone to scratches and could easily be damaged if not handled carefully. And unlike VHS tapes, you couldn't record on Laserdiscs, which was a major selling point for many consumers. Despite its technical superiority, Laserdisc never really caught on with the mainstream. It remained a niche product until it was eventually eclipsed by the more affordable and convenient DVD in the late 1990s. But hey, at least Laserdisc gave us a taste of what high-definition home video could be. And finally, we come to a more recent tech flop, Google Glass. Remember those futuristic glasses that promised to bring augmented reality to the masses? They were supposed to revolutionize the way we interact with the digital world, seamlessly blending it with our everyday lives. Yeah, about that. Google Glass was a bold experiment, there's no doubt about that. It was one of the first attempts to integrate technology so closely with our personal space. It offered a glimpse into a future where we could access information, capture photos and videos, and interact with the world around us, all through a heads-up display. The potential seemed limitless, but Google Glass faced a number of challenges. The technology was ahead of its time, but society wasn't quite ready for it. First and foremost were the privacy concerns. The idea of having a camera on your face, potentially recording everything, made a lot of people uncomfortable. People were worried about being recorded without their knowledge or consent, and the term glasshole was coined to describe users who were perceived as being intrusive or creepy. This negative perception was hard to shake off. Then there was the design itself. It was supposed to be sleek and futuristic, but in reality it was far from it. Google Glass was bulky, awkward to wear, and just didn't look very stylish. It was more of a fashion faux pas than a tech marvel. It made you stand out in a crowd, and not necessarily in a good way. People often felt self-conscious wearing it, and let's not forget the high price tag, which made it inaccessible to most consumers. It was a luxury item that few could afford. Google Glass was eventually discontinued in 2015, marking the end of an ambitious but flawed project. But it taught us valuable lessons about the challenges of bringing wearable technology to the mainstream. It showed us that innovation alone isn't enough. Privacy, design, and social acceptance are all crucial factors that need to be considered when developing products that people will actually want to wear on their faces. The story of Google Glass serves as a reminder that technology must align with societal norms and expectations to truly succeed. So there you have it, 5 tech flops that could have been huge but ultimately ended up in the tech graveyard. It just goes to show that even the most innovative ideas don't always translate into commercial success. Sometimes it's the little things like recording time, price, or even social perception that can make or break a product. What do you think? Which of these tech flops do you think had the most potential? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tech deep dives. Thanks for watching.